the starters begin with Central University. Starting at guard number 2, Rob Cadillo. Number guard number 24, Rob Cadillo. Laying center number 18, Onyegiri Ordinaba. Up forward number 1, Sean Guevara. And number 2, number 15, Mark Lepiata. In version Manila Central University's Mia Casella. And now let's get the starters for Villagers Montessori College. Starting by number 66, Melissa Villa. Starting by number 22, Agnes Congress of London. Laying at center number 18, Alan Herrera. At forward number 12, Anthony Mqaa. And at forward number 13, Jason Murray. The head coach of the Villagers Montessori College is Kevin Carney. And chief Edward Arias, umpire 1, George Mendoza. Umpire 2, Vincent.
And we are back this weekend for high-quality basketball action hatid sa inyo ng Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po naghahatid sa inyo ng aksyon mula dito sa Hope Spirit Basketball Court at the heart of the Chinatown of Quezon City, Banawe, kasama si Sheska Botin para sa double header ngayong araw na ito. Our game at hand is MCU against VMC. VMC now on the offensive. Less than a minute gone by here in our opening quarter. VMC now with 0 wins and 3 losses. Their last loss came against the University of Batangas Brahmans last June 25. Dito sa same venue as Mark Gabrieta will score off an assist from Baluyot. MCU breaking the scoreless tie 2-0. Exactly 9 minutes and change here in our first quarter. When Allen Herrera draws a foul underneath. Allen Herrera, the bright spot last game for VMC when they lost to UB 104-68 last Wednesday. 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Breakout game for Allen Herrera. I talked to him earlier. Sabi nga niya, Coach, tuloy-tuloy na po ito. And ito na nga, nagtuloy-tuloy na nga. He ties the ball game to 2 apiece with 2 out of 2 with a trip to the line. Let's review the statistics of VMC against UB. They shot 41% from the field, 20 out of 49 attempts. Shot a miserable 1 out of 8 from three-point land as Gabrieta scores again. 2 out of 2 from the field for Mark Gabrieta. Meanwhile, VMC trying another combination as Dayaw misses, but VMC recovers. Mopon Sabando drives strong, gives it up the last minute. Good passing. Fruitless possession there for VMC. Balik ngayon sa MCU as John Guevara sidesteps. No good. Gabrieta fights for the rebound, but VMC collects it. Herrera against Promise Onyegiri inside. Again, no basket underneath allowed by Onyegiri. Interior protected heavily. Onyegiri hustling for it, and MCU gains possession. Ralph Tadeo starts the break, kicks it out. Guevara, 3-point shot, hits the side iron. Allen Herrera collects the board. Apau, no go on that try. Ralph Tadeo for MCU starting the offense. 7 minutes, 16 seconds in the first. 4-2 is our count. MCU on top by 2. Nick Baluyot gives it to Guevara. Drives strong and rattles out. Balik ang bola sa VMC. They're running. Isa yan sa nasabi ni Mopon sa bando, ang kanilang team captain. Running game talaga ang kanilang i-employ because small ball ang kanilang lineup. Gabieta and gets the 3-point opportunity to go. All the 6 points now scored by Mark Gabieta for MCU. And he has the chance to add up on his production and the lead of MCU, which now stands at 4 0.6 to 2. Mark Gabiera being productive early on this game. 7 points, all the 7 points by MCU scored by Mark Gabieta. Andre Ariola, the de facto main guy of VMC. Corner 3, no go. Isa yan sa dapat tignan ni Coach Ken Manalili. They only shot 1 out of 8 last week or last game. Andre Alrola starting the attack for VMC. 6 minutes 9 seconds in the first quarter. And floater will count. That's Manuel with that floater and the hoop and the harm. And free throw woes continuing for VMC. Ralph Tadeo changing hands on the air. Can't get the bucket. Ito na naman ng VMC trying to inch their way closer. Remember, itong final count ng VMC against UB last game ay hindi yun ang talagang istorya ng laro. They came within a point in the second quarter. And Nick Baluyot attacks for MCU and he will draw the foul. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first. And Allen Herrera grimacing in pain. And let's see. Andre Herrera rather. Seven to 4 is our count. Seems that Allen Herrera was injured on that last play. Still being carried off the floor. Hope that this is not serious as Allen Herrera, one of the vital cogs of VMC, coming into this game scoring 19 points. Suspected ankle injury for Allen Herrera. And Nick Baluyot makes it 8-4 with that first free throw. Second free throw is good. And Nick Baluyot will check out. MJ Hawson now is in together with Daniel Santelices and Sean General for MCU. Ariola drives strong. Patay ang butike on that try. MJ Hawson, our best player of the week, gives it to Sean General. Sidesteps. Atubag, short stab. Misses. 5 minutes to go in the first. Bariso. Pumasok na rin for VMC. And cuts inside, no go. Nagulat siya doon sa pasa sa loob. No? Overcooks it. Ito naman MCU Perhis. Finishing off MJ Hawson. Full court pressure. Defense in effect now for MCU. Good timing for Coach Ian to employ it as it created a turnover for MCU. 11-4 now is our count. MCU on top. Sean General throwing the ball away. Santos ni Yoyo sa ere, no go, gives it to Ariola. Second chance opportunity, reverse layup, still too strong for Andre Ariola. Tumatakbo ngayon ng mga nakaputi ng MCU. Perhis, 4 points now for Rafael Perhis. He drained the dagger 3 last game for MCU against Diliman College, which they won 68-61 last Wednesday. Manuel from way down south, and he connects. 13-7 is our count. At para po sa mga gustong magwagi ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash, ito na po ang una naming katanungan for this game. Sino ang number 99 ng VMC? Letter A, Andre Ariola. B, Andre Lumibaw. Again, sino ang number 99 ng VMC? A, Andre Ariola. B, Andre Lumibaw. At para po magwagi, i-comment lang ang mga sumusunod. Ang inyong sagot, pangalan, address at contact number kasama ang hashtag MQAAICBL. Again, para manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash, i-comment ang inyong sagot, pangalan, address at contact number kasama ang hashtag MQAAICBL. Bilis na po at mag-comment na para manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash. As we have a traveling violation against VMC. Perhis directing the offense. Antelices makes the Ezra pass. Katubag couldn't handle the hot potato inside. Medyo napalakas ang pasa doon ni Rafael Perhis. Babalik ang bola ngayon sa kamay ng mga naka-asul. Again, full court press defense. And Ariola overshoots it. Reverse layup will be good for VMC. 14-9 is our count. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first. Santelices from his sweet spot. No go per his second chance opportunity. And he would be fouled, taking that undergoal stab. Shoot the line for 2 free throws. Rafael Perhis. Masasabi natin isa sa mga glue guys ni Coach Ian Racela. Also a member of Kong Arjo Ataydes District Warriors Elite Team. And let's see the match-up here in our game. MJ Hoson against Andre Ariola. Dalawang manlalaro na magkabilang ko po ng naglalaban ngayong araw na ito. MJ Hoson averaging 10 points per game and shooting a good 51%, while Andre Ariola 15.7 points per game. The lone bright spot for VMC, shooting 42%. Even lang sila, no, with 6.3 rebounds per game. At dito nagkakatalo, no, yung gamemanship ni MJ Hoson, 3.6 assists, making his teammates look better. No, isa sa kanyang yung facilitator on the floor, sa dinadala niya on the table na napakaganda sa MCU Supremos. And another turnover for VMC. Speaking of turnovers, during their game against UB, VMC committed 27 turnovers, which produced in turn for UB 38 points. And it more or less changed the complexity of the game, especially in the second half. During that back-breaking third quarter 22-0 run, which really broke the game open. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, no, VMC came within a point, a solitary point at the end of the second quarter. Speaking of first quarter, we're down to the last minute of our opening quarter, 16-9. Still MCU holding the lead. VMC now on the attack. And they will score to cut down this lead to only 5. MJ Hoson driving left, faking, kicks it out to Sean General, who will shoot from way beyond. Too strong. MJ Hoson hustling it, getting the second chance opportunity. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 23 on the game clock for the quarter. Santelices thinking 3. It's the side iron, but Sean General was there, or rather Rafael Perez was there to clean up the mess. Bariso attacking for VMC, 4 seconds. And Tariela will close the quarter with a basket for VMC. They're only down by 5 against MCU, 18-30. We are about to start the second quarter of our first game of our doubleheader for today, live from Hoop Spirit Basketball Court, Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League. Basketball action for this Saturday afternoon. First game, MCU against VMC. VMC keeping themselves within striking distance, only trailing by 5, 18-13 against MCU. They get possession in the second quarter. Ariola. Again, miscommunication there between Andre Ariola and his teammates. Turnover story for VMC. Killing them. Sabi ko nga kanina bago tayo pumasok sa break, they committed 27 turnovers during their game against the University of Batangas Brahmans, which really spelled the difference, giving away 38 points off those turnovers. Ang balik sa VMC ang bola. Lucky break here for the boys in blue. Again, they're just trailing by 5. Mopon Sabando, the team captain, still finding his groove, driving strong. And shot clock violation. Again, mindfulness between the players, being aware of the shot clock. Mopon Sabando that time could have drove strong, fished for a foul, but opted to have the fancy pass. Meanwhile, MCU on the offensive, Ismael Rimo, bench C, unmolested underneath. with a second chance opportunity. 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Again, full court press defense for MCU, producing a turnover and almost a basket there for De La Cruz. Off the steal. 7-point lead for MCU, 20-13. Umopon sa bando, committing his second personal foul off that De La Cruz steal and drive to the basket. Duty foul for Mopon sa bando. De La Cruz first free throw is in. Make it 21-13 in favor of MCU. Napasalamatan po natin mga kaibigan natin from Risk Cartel. Inasal Republic. Second free throw is good for De La Cruz. And also our founder, Congressman Arjo Atayde and Commissioner Gab Atayde. Santos, again, fancy pass. Recovers it. Allen Herrera back on the floor. Santos losing the handle for VMC. Balik ngayon sa MCU as Ismael Rimo goes for the hoop and the harm. 3-point play opportunity for Ismael Rimo, making it an 11-point lead for MCU. 24. Gawin na nating 12 na puntos na kalamangan, 25-13. Sabando will check out of the ball game for VMC. And again, another turnover. VMC couldn't find the answers for that press defense by MCU. Eight minutes and change. MCU on offense. Benj C trying to find a friend. Rimo faking the pass. De La Cruz overshoot the three. VMC off and running, but MCU counter steals it. Rimo too strong as De La Cruz, or rather Santos, will foul him. Santos his first foul, and we are our first report by Cheska Boting. Cheska.
Well, Chris, after having their 3-game losing streak, talagang sabik na sabik pa rin ang Villagers Montessori College na makuha ang kanilang unang panalo. Before the tip-off, I got the chance to talk to Andre Ariola of VMC. Kwento niya, from their previous game last Wednesday, coach had to sit him out for just 2 minutes habang nakakahabol pa ang score nila towards University of Batangas. Pero right after that, nahihirapan na ulit silang i-recover yung gap ng score. That moment really stuck with him, kaya ngayong game, he's more fired up to stay consistent and do whatever it takes para makuha na nila ang first win nila. Back to you, Chris.
Cheska for that report on VMC. Yun nga, pinag-uusapan natin kanina yung monumental collapse by VMC during their game against UB in the second half. They kept within close distance as MCU will score to make it 31-13. Coach Ken Manalili calls a timeout for VMC. We'll be back. And we're back here at the Mqaa-Icbl. First game for today, MCU against Villagers Montessori College. We're at the second quarter mark. VMC calling a timeout. Lumobo na po itong kalabangan ng MCU to 18 points. 3-point shot by Jensen Manuel. Points for Manuel. Meanwhile, MCU couldn't handle the rock that possession. $15-point lead still held by Coach Ian Rosella's MCU with 6 minutes and change. Tariela, almost a turnover for VMC. 10 seconds. Tariela, 3-point shot. In and out. MCU again running. Rimo driving strong. And he will shoot the line as he was fouled on the strong move to the cup. Okay, binabati natin ng mga constituents ni Congressman Arjo Atayde sa 3rd District, or rather 1st District ng Quezon City. Ismael Rimo, first free throw is good. Five minutes and 49 remaining here in the second quarter. Ismael Rimo having a good game for today. 2 out of 2. Again, full court press. Allen Herrera on the block. Ang bilis ng recovery ng interior defense ng MCU. Manuel, 3-point shot, air ball, but Allen Herrera cleaning up the mess for VMC. 33-18 is our count. Rimo driving, giving it up. Bench C gives it up. No go. MCU being patient on offense, but couldn't buy a bucket. While VMC now orchestrating. Ariela gives it up. Ariola blocked by Bench C. MCU again running, trying to find the quick answers. De La Cruz opts to drive strong and rims it out. Malabas ang bola ngayon para sa MCU. And we have a timeout. Lamang ang MCU, 33-18. Magbabalik po kami. MCU calling a timeout. Last possession. Quick basket attempt for MCU on that play. Two free throws now being awarded First free throw is good. 34-18 is our count. 2 out of 2. 35-18 is our count. Allen Herrera, one-hander won't go for VMC. Give and go is good. For MCU, precision basketball being played here by the boys of Coach Ian Rosella. Again, a turnover and a basket for MCU as Ismael Rimo finishes off the turnover. Again, almost a turnover for VMC as Andre Arreola saves it. 19-point lead for MCU right now. Comfortably ahead with 3 minutes 43 seconds remaining. Again, give and go is good. .21 lead for MCU, 41-20. MCU breaking the ball game early. But Johnson Manuel knocks his second 3-point shot to cut the MCU lead down to 18. More improved showing for VMC in terms of a 3-point shooting. Nakabuslo na sila ng dalawang 3-point shot. And again, MCU will go unmolested on that drive to the basket to make it again a 20-point lead. Parang round robin lang. Interior defense of VMC nowhere to be found there on that situation that Herrera forces the issue against two white shirts. Ito na naman, Ismael Rimo losing the handle in that strong drive, but he would be fouled. VMC now on the penalty with 2.5 minutes and change in the second quarter. At ito po ang unang nagwagi para sa ating unang katanungan, si Curl Janiel Dadal. Curl Janiel Dadal, hintayin mo ang communication sa iyo ng ating representatives para i-claim ang iyong 500 pesos worth ng GCash. Congratulations. 2 out of 2. Meanwhile, for Ismael Rimo having a field day on offense. And good recognition there by Barreso, scoring on a fast break. 2 minutes 18 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Ismael Rimo using the shield by bench C. Goes left, goes right, and he would get the harm. And again, he would shoot the line for 2 free throws. 20-point lead now being held by MCU. Nung first half, 9 lamang ito. And because of the defense of MCU, the pressured defense of MCU, talagang created turnovers which translated into basket. 2 out of 2 for Ismael Rimo. 21-point lead, or rather 22-point lead now for MCU, 47-25 with 2 minutes 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Again, the pressure defense disrupting the offense of VMC. MCU will be called for the foul. 14 seconds for VMC to create. Turnaround shot. No go. Too strong. Two white shirts contesting. They get the loose ball. Corner 3. Short on that try for Dennis Atiga. 1.5 minutes remaining. Bench C for MCU. Five seconds to shoot for MCU. De La Cruz knocking down the three-pointer to make it a 25-point lead for MCU, 50-25. I believe that is De La Cruz's second triple. Three-point shot by Barreso. Nowhere. And there was a foul. Salvacion of MCU will shoot the line. I think Salvacion is the first game for him in this tournament for MCU. Calmly sinks the first free throw for Salvacion. And again, the turnover woes continues for VMC. Balik sa kanilang bola. Second chance opportunity. Ayag cleaning up the mess. 51-27. Salvacion opted to drive strong and he will get fouled, and again he will chip the line for another pair of free throws. 26 seconds remaining. VMC trying different combinations. Atiga, Barreso on the floor. Salvacion draining the first free throw. 52-27. One out of two on that try. 2 out of 4 on this last free throws. Atiga. Unselfish basketball for VMC. Just couldn't buy a bucket. Barreso hurrying that shot. They had another crack on offense with 10 seconds remaining. Atiga finding a friend underneath. Atiga nowhere. And that shot would fail to beat the clock. And at the half, it's MCU up big. 52-27 for VMC. Let's see if VMC could find the answer to make this a close game in the second half. Magbabalik po kami. Highlights for the first game of our doubleheader. Mark Gabieta setting the tone for MCU. 7 points in the first half. Para naman sa VMC, continuing the struggle, but players are fighting, especially Johnson Manuel. 11 points. Again, Gabiera off to a blazing start for Coach Ian Racelas MCU in the first half. And we're now back in the ball game to start the third quarter. Ian Racela starting with Baluyot, Gabiera, Promise Onyegiri, Sean General, Trav Tadeo, and John Guevara. While Santos, Ariola will get a first crack, or rather, too strong. Masyadong binaby yung layup dun. Guevara, 3-point shot from the elbow. No go. Again, Ariola running. This time, he will connect and score the first points of the third quarter to make it 52-29. 4 points para kay Andre Ariola, who had a bad first half. He was defended well. He was a marked man for the boys of MCU, containing him to only 1 out of 5 shooting in the first half. Coach Ian Racela having words with Mark Gabieta at 7 points. 14 seconds on the shot clock of MCU. And nice cut underneath that connection of Ralph Tadeo and Nick Baluyot on that inbounds play. Nick Baluyot getting the better of his defender. But he will choke the line. 2 free throws for Nick Baluyot. First one is good. He had 2 points earlier. That's his third point. This is on the second free throw. Something that the players have to work out dito sa ating tournament. Madalas na nating nakikita yung mga free throw shooting woes ng mga players as VMC ikot ang bola trying to find the open man. Santos umikot, kicking it out on the elbow, and that will connect for VMC. Dayaw, 3-point shot. That's his first. VMC losing the handle. John Guevara driving strong. He was met upstairs, but Mark Gabieta cleaning up the mess. It's now 9 points for MCU. Had 7 to open the blazing start for MCU in the first quarter. Good defense for MCU. Paulo Bruan caught making too many steps. Nagchacha. Hanap ng kapartner. 55-32. 17-point lead for MCU. John Guevara gives it to Mark Gabieta. Promise Onyegiri. Tallest guy on the floor. Short on that turnaround semi-hook. Andre Ariola. Pinamigay ang pasa. Nick Baluyot, who will go all the way, but he was contested upstairs. VMC trying to inch their way closer. 7 minutes 27 remaining in the third. Bruan, one-hander, rims out. Ariola couldn't handle the rock. Mark Gabieta will be fouled by Jenard Dayaw. Nagmasahihan lang naman. Sabi ni Gabieta, masyadong hard naman yata pre. But there will be a review of that last play by our officials. Para lang makasigurado in that play. At binabati natin ang mga kaibigan natin, Riz Cartel, Inasal Republic, and our founder. Thank you very much, Congressman Arjo Atayde of the 1st District of Quezon City, for putting up this platform, the Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League, together with our Commissioner Gab Atayde. Our officials still making a review of that last play. Mark Gabieta and Jenad Dayaw. Nagkaroon ng konting pumustahan. Let's see ano magiging hatol ng ating game officials. At para po sa mga gustong manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash, abang-abangan nyo lamang po ang ating mga katanungang ifina-flash sa ating screen, sa ating coverage. Pinabati natin ang mga nanonood ngayon sa ating live coverage. We're live here coming from Hoop Spirit Basketball Court at the heart of Quezon City in Banawe. May mga nagpo-food trip po dyan sa Banawe. Baka gusto nyo dumaan din po dito sa Hoop Spirit Gym. At ito na po, yung mga gusto pong makadagdag pa ng pondo sa kanilang food trip. Gusto nyo pong manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash. Ito na po ang ating katanungan. Ano ang team standing ng Diliman College? A20, B1-1. Again, ano ang team standing ng Diliman College? A20, B1-1. At i-comment lamang po ang inyong kasagutan kasama ang inyong pangalan, address at contact number kasamang hashtag MQAAICBL. Again, i-comment ang inyong kasagutan, pangalan, address at contact number kasamang hashtag MQAAICBL. At hintayin po namin ang inyong kasagutan para manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash. And binabati natin si Crisel Baldon. Maraming salamat sa panonood. Si Crisel laging nanonood dyan. Simula pa day 1. Salamat Crisel sa panonood ng MQAAICBL. MCU now on the offensive. Gabieta encounters a wall on that play named Franklin Bareso. His third personal foul. Franklin Bareso getting extra minutes here. He played 12 minutes in the first half. 14 seconds on the shot clock for MCU. .2-point lead for MCU. 55. Dayaw steal and he would make it 55-35. Still, mahaba-haba pang oras. VMC within striking distance. 20 lamang po yan. Just a couple of defensive stops. Couple of 3-point shots. Let's see. VMC driving strong and Onyegiri burying that shot, but Jenner Dayaw was at the right place at the right time, snaring that board for an offensive rebound and the putback, and he was fouled upstairs at the free throw line. Jenner Dayaw, energy off the bench, and there will be a timeout. MCU is on top. Substitution lang pala, sorry. Medyo na-long press yung ating buzzer doon. Jenner Dayaw cashes in on that first free throw. Five points now for Jenner Dayaw, keeping the hopes of VMC alive here. 5 minutes 44 seconds remaining. Santelices gives it to John Guevara. Sean General. John Guevara short as he tries to beat the shot clock buzzer on that offensive sequence. Still an 18-point lead being held by MCU. 55-37. We're still live here from Hoop Spirit Basketball Court in Banawe, Quezon City. Jenner Dayaw being hounded by two white shirts. He bounces the ball off to Katapang. 12 seconds for VMC to create. Santos gives it on the opposite side. 4 seconds. Ariola. Mid-range jumper is good. 6 points now for Andre Ariola. Nabubuhayan ng main guy ng VMC. Only a 16-point lead for MCU. VMC quietly inching their way closer. But Daniel Santelices has ideas, but it wouldn't come into fruition. Katapang muffles the undergoal stab. VMC now running. Beyond 4, Ariola. Yo-yo shot is good. 15-point lead. Rather, 14-point lead. 7 points for Andre Ariola. VMC slowly. And we have now our report for Cheska Botin. Cheska, kamusta ang yung naging usapan diyan?
Earlier, I got the chance to talk to Coach Ian Rosella of Manila Central University. And according to him, this game against VMC is scarier among other games they've had dahil sa tingin nila, mas eager pa manalo ang mga ito dahil alam nilang wala pang napapanalo ang team that they will be fighting against today. He also said that wala pa kaming napapatunayan and this game is still nothing for us. Para kay Coach Ian, hanggat hindi pa tapos ang liga, tuloy pa rin ang pagsisikap at paghahanda nila, especially for their mother league that they're preparing to. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Cheska Botin, and VMC scoring on that offensive sequence. 12 na lang ang hinahabol. Sabi nga ni Coach Ian sa report ni Cheska, as John Guevara misses on that layup. Nakakatakot kalaban ng isang kupunan na wala pang panalo. Talagang makikita mo yung gutom ng ganitong klaseng kupunan like a VMC. Right now, mahabol. Santos step back 3, short. That could have been big for VMC. Ismael Rimo checks back in together with Francis De La Cruz, who made big plays on that second quarter stretch for MCU. Let's see the adjustment of Coach Ian Rosella. Sean General gives it to Katapang, cuts inside, over, cooks it. VMC running. Dayaw goes straight to the basket. No go, gets his own miss. What a hustle by Dayaw. Ariola thinking about taking a three. Ball reverses on the other side. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Dayaw forces to heave that from way beyond, and he will miss end. We'll have a foul from VMC. Dayaw and Barreso will check out of this ball game for VMC in favor of Jensen Manuel and Anthony Apaw. Sean General, strong drive, will go unmolested. Again to make it a 14-point lead for MCU with 2 minutes remaining in the third. Andre Ariola gives it to Santos. VMC patiently running their offense. Sean General grabs the rebound for MCU, starts the break for the Supremos. And he will lose the rock as he drove strong. 1.5 minutes and change. Third quarter. Bruan gives it to Santos. Ariola against Benz C. Fakes and 3-point play opportunity for Andre Ariola.
Ball number 23, Chauncey Swirs. Bonus with Andre Ariola.
8 points now for Andre Ariola. Make it 9 for Andre Ariola. Lead of MCU down to just 11 points. Close to 69 seconds here in the third. De La Cruz again. Pamatay sunog for Coach Ian Racela. 9 points for Francis De La Cruz in this ball game. Balik sa 14 ang kalamangan ng MCU. Yung mga magic hugot ni Coach Ian Racela providing answers for MCU as VMC trying to knock at the door. Bruan, 8 seconds on the shot clock, pressured by two white shirts. Ariola has to shoot it. Overcooks it. Sean General saving it for MCU. Forward pass. Primo. Santelices. Extra pass to De La Cruz. And Bruan, duty foul. Automatic 2 points na kagad yun kay Ismael Rimo. Bruan doing a nice job preventing that 3-point play opportunity. Rather, that's Francis De La Cruz. First free throw is a miss. De La Cruz, 9 points. Well distributed ang offense ni Coach Ian Racela. 0 out of 2 on that trip to the line for Francis De La Cruz. And Jay Hoson, nakakapagpahinga ang ating player of the week. 3-point shot at the elbow, no go. Last 10 seconds for the quarter. Sean General kicking it out. Santelices for 3. No go. Bench C misses. And that would do it for the third quarter. A 14-point lead being held by MCU 60-46 against Villagers Montessori College. Magbabalik po kami para sa pay-up period. restart the fourth quarter with MCU leading 60-46. Magandang hapon po sa mga nanonood sa atin dito sa Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po. Katid ang aksyon na Salvacion finishing off the layup. 6 points now for Dwayne Salvacion for MCU to make it again an 18-point lead. Sampu natin at the sideline, Sheska Botin. Pinapasalamatan natin ang ating mga supporters sa Race Cartel, together with Inasal Republic, Tatak Ilonggo, and our founder, Congressman Arjo Atayde. Francis de la Cruz turnaround for MCU, hits the front iron. VMC trying to make a strong final run. Manuel pull up and he will drain that shot. Jansen Manuel, good showing, 13 points for this game. Sasayaw kasama si Nick Baluyot Tariela. Baluyot kicking it out at the corner. Francis de la Cruz trying to find a friend. Gives it to Salvacion, short on the tree. Good defense that time for VMC. 14-point lead still being held by Coach Ian Rosella's MCU Supremo, 62-48. 8.5 minutes remaining in the pay-up period. 14 lamang po itong hinahabol ng VMC. Manuel thought of a 3, goes for Ariola, and baba na naman sa 12 ang kalamangan ng MCU. 11 points for Andre Ariola. Nabuhayan this second half after only scoring 2 points. And don't look now, VMC forcing MCU to commit that turnover. Has a chance to bring down this lead of MCU to just 10 points as Mopon Sabando pumasok na, driving strong, instant basket for the team captain of VMC. Don't look now, 10 na lamang po ang kalamangan na tangan-tangan ng MCU, 62-52 with 7.5 minutes and change. Mababa pa itong oras natin dito. Let's see how MCU would respond. Katapang, broken play there, but Ismael Rimo saves the day for MCU, getting fouled in the process and has a chance to complete a 3-point play opportunity. Ismael Rimo, 15 points in the ball game so far. Pinakamagandang gising sa mga players ni Coach Ian. Misses on that bonus free throw. Again, pressure defense now for MCU. Ariola giving it up. And Mopon Sabando coming off the bench immediately, creating an impact for his team. Talagang hinahanap niya yung kanyang groove. First free throw, Mopon Sabando. It's good. 5 points now for the team captain of VMC. Second free throw rattles out. 11 puntos po ang hinahabol ng VMC. 7 minutes remaining here. Fourth quarter. Salvacion getting extended minutes for Coach Ian Rosella and MCU. And De La Cruz would be fouled in the process, taking that jump shot. We have a foul. Second team foul for VMC. Francis De La Cruz misses on the first free throw. 6 minutes 51 seconds remaining. Mahaba-haba pa pong oras. 1 out of 2 for Francius de la Cruz. 10 points for the wingman of MCU. Mopon sa bando. Being buttered by Katapang. Father Katubag of MCU. Ariela balik na rin against Baluyot. Kicks it out. Ayaw, spec back 3, no go. Mopon sa bando. Second chance opportunity for VMC. Surveys the floor. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Sa bando. Yo-yo shot, no go. MCU was there. Mark Gabiera snaring the carom for MCU. Mopon sa bando with that foul. Coach Ken Manalili making a shuffle. Joseph Suryo replacing Mopon sa bando. Anthony Apaw also balik on the floor for VMC. 6 minutes 18 seconds on the fourth quarter. Tadeo off on that layup. 6 minutes and change. Ariola trying to create, but he loses the handle, and Mark Gabieta will go all the way for MCU. Eleven points for Mark Gabieta. Pressure defense going full throttle for MCU again. John Guevara fouled on that strong drive to the hoop. And Coach Ken Manalili had seen enough for VMC. He would call a conference, a powwow between his players. Magbabalik po kami. Coach Ken Manalili trying to rally his troops for VMC. 14 puntos po ang kanilang hinahabol dito. 67-53. MCU up. Pwede pang madagdagan ni John Guevara. But he misses on that first free throw attempt. 5 minutes 38 seconds remaining in the fourth. Johnny Guevara 0 out of 2. The door still open for VMC. Nothing is impossible with the 5.5 minutes and change. But that turnover won't help the cause of VMC to get back here against MCU as we have a traveling violation. Nabati natin mga kaibigan natin, Risk Cartel, Inasal Republic, and Congressman Arjo Atayde, 1st District of Quezon City, founder of Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association. Katubag, inside move, turnaround, one-hander, rattles out. Dayaw, forward pass, ang katawid. But again, the pressure defense, lucky break there for VMC as Ismael Rimo was called for that foul. Not a good place to give the ball. Itong corner ng half court. Kalaban mo dyan pati linya. Bareso Checks back in for VMC. Ariola. And 16-foot jumper is good for Andre Ariola, bringing VMC closer to 12 points. Corner 3 overcooks it for MCU. $11 points for Andre Ariola. Kota na, kumbaga. And Ariola gets ahead, and what a chase down block by Mark Gabieta. Just so Ariola thought that he would get a free layup, Mark Gabieta says, no way. Good defensive play there by Mike Gabieta. Ariola, on the other hand, three-point shot is good. Siyam na puntos na lamang po. Mark Gabieta, MCU no go, but he gets his own miss, and VMC counter steals it. 3 minutes 51 seconds remaining. Santos trying to attack the basket, but he was blocked on that way. Ralph Tadeo was the culprit. First personal foul for Ralph Tadeo. 3 minutes 48 seconds remaining. 18 seconds on the shot clock for VMC. Tariela taken out by Coach Ken Manalili. Rather, nainom lang pala ng tubig. $16 points now for Andre Ariola. Sabi ko nga kanina before that chase down block, talagang kota na, no? Talagang average ni Andre Ariola yan. 15 points a game. Sumobra pa nga ng isa for this game. Let's see, will VMC take home their first victory? But John Guevara says no way. Strong drive to the hoop, getting the hoop in the arm for John Guevara. Steal and the shot. At ang nanalo po sa ating pangalawang tanong, si Yana Montes. Yana, abangan mo ang communication sa iyo ng ating representative as John Guevara misses on that bonus free throw. Balik sa 11 ang hinahabol ng VMC. And bola, muntik nang mapunta sa amin dito sa broadcast panel. Si Sir Paul Pinyon talagang umilag kami. 3 minutes 33 seconds remaining. Coach's challenge. We have a coach's challenge by Coach Ian Rosella for that possession, and we'll be back for the resumption of the action. 69-58, MCU up. And Coach Ian Rosella lost that challenge. Bola babalik sa kamay ng VMC. 3 minutes 33 seconds remaining. Santos trying to create for VMC. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Shirts. Hard show there for MCU. And corner jumper will be good. That's Jenard Dayaw having a good game now for VMC. 9 puntos ang kanilang hinahabol. Jenard Dayaw, 7 points now. 3-point shot, overcooks it for MCU. Let's see. Run here. And back-to-back baskets for Joseph Suryo. 7 puntos po ang lamang ng MCU, 69-62, 2.5 minutes and change. Rimo drives strong and loses the handle, but ball will stay sa kamay ng MCU. Let's see if we have a coach's challenge. Coach Ken Manalili making the coach's challenge. This will be big para sa VMC if ma-award sa kanila yung possession with 2 minutes 29 seconds remaining. 7 na lamang po ang hinahabol. This has been the closest VMC has gotten here in this ball game. 69-62. Kapit po tayo, lalo na sa mga nanonood po sa atin sa ating social media platforms, sa Facebook Live and sa YouTube. MCU, the 5 of Coach Ian Racela bench, si John Guevara, Mark Gabieta, Ralph Tadeo, and Ismael Rimo, his finishers for this game, having a powwow on center court. And lucky break for VMC as they will get possession. Successful coaches challenge as Ismael Rimo will be replaced by Ralph Baluyot. Santos, quick pass for VMC, will try to go to Ariola, probably. Ariola giving the shield to Santos, popping out. Santos goes strong to the basket, and don't look now. We're within 5 for VMC, 69-64. And we're entering the twilight zone for this game. Last 2 minutes. MCU muffing that 3-point shot. The door is still wide open for VMC. Ariola gives it inside to Jenard Dayaw. As a back 3-point ball game for VMC. Baluyot, Gabieta. Let's see the character of MCU. How will they finish? And there will be a foul downstairs. A tough break for VMC. 3 seconds na lang ang natitira sa shot clock ng MCU. They would give up a foul. MCU inbounding with Rafael Perhis. Nick Baluyot using that bench C screen. Sean General driving strong. Misses it. Ito na ang VMC. 72 seconds remaining in the ball game. Andre Ariola. Again, the pick and roll play has been effective for VMC. Ariola. And Andre Ariola caught making too many steps. Tough break for the boys of Coach Ken Manalili. That could have been big. Could have trimmed down the lead of MCU to just a solitary point coming into the last minute of the ball game. Let's see. MJ Hoson, the steady captain, kicks it out. Nick Baluyot losing the rock. Couple of substitutions here. Daniel Santelices checking back for Nick Baluyot for MCU. 46 seconds remaining. Still a 3-point lead. And VMC throwing the rock. And the door of opportunity. Let's see how will MCU respond. Ben Shi giving space for MJ Hoson. 8 seconds on the shot clock. MJ Hoson creating against Ariola. VMC with the steal. Andre Ariola would finish. And it's a 1-point ball game. 21 seconds remaining. Foul given up by VMC. Here on the penalty. They came within a solitary point na sinasabi ni Coach Ian Rosella as reported earlier by Cheska Botin. Talagang nakakatakot makalaban ng isang kupo ng gutom katulad ng VMC. Gutom sa panalo ang sinasabi ko sa inyo. No? Sean General making the first free throw for, or rather 3 points for Sean General. Gives a breathing space for MCU. 70-68, 2-point lead. That's not safe. We have a lot of time left. And 3-point lead for MCU. 71-68. VMC would want to talk things over. They can either go for a tie with a 3-point shot or go for a quick 2. Let's see what would happen in the last 19 seconds. 71-68. Manila Central University up against Villagers Montessori College. And it's just a 3-point game here at the Hoop Spirit Basketball Court. First game of our doubleheader between MCU and VMC. And this has been an exciting ball game with the VMC coming within 1 point seconds earlier. Let's see how will they create on this possession with 19 seconds remaining. Andre Ariola. And Rafael Perhis disrupting. Coaches review. Rather, we have officials review. Last 16 seconds remaining. VMC contesting that last possession. This could be big for them. They could tie the ball game up with a 3-point shot. Rather, also go for a quick 2 and a foul. Lots of time remaining. 16 seconds on the game clock. VMC ball. Bukas pa po ang pintuan para sa VMC upang masungkit nila ang unang panalo dito sa Mqaa-Icbl. Currently, they're 0-3. But an improved showing here in this ball game. Andre Ariola goes cross court, dangerous pass, quick passing. Ariola, 3-point shot. This could be big. Mops it, and Santelices grabs the rebound for MCU, and they could ice the ball game up via the free throw line for Daniel Santelices with 9 seconds remaining. Could make it a 5-point ball game. 4 points could be safe. Daniel Santelices, the shooter from MCU, cashes in for the first free throw. 2 out of 2 for Daniel Santelices, making a 5-point game. Dayaw, 3-point shot attempt, block. And that last second shot won't count, and that would be it. A hard-fought ball game between MCU and VMC. MCU coming out on top with a 5-point victory against VMC, 73-68. And we will be back for best player of the ball game interview. Again, MCU winning 73-68 against VMC. And let's see the highlights of this game, won by MCU 73-68. A hard-fought victory for MCU. Credits also to the Blue Boys of VMC for fighting hard but coming up short. Character shown here by Villagers Montessori College. Mark Gampieta setting the tone for Coach Ian Racela in MCU for this ball game. De La Cruz also joining the fray in the second quarter. Francis De La Cruz scoring 10 points, contributing well. Also, Jaire Alcala, sa mga magic bunots ni Coach Ian Racela. Give and go for Alcala. Ismael Rimo, the hot hand for Coach Ian. And speaking of Israel Rimo, he is now with Cheska Botines. He is the best player for this ball game. Cheska.
And now for the Inasal Republic Best Player of the Game, we have here Ismael Rimo of Manila Central University with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals. So Rimo, sobrang dikit ng laban nyo kanina. Congratulations, but you still won that bag. And as a player yourself, saan ka pinaka nahirapan during that whole game dahil dikit na dikit yung laban nyo against VMC?
For me po siguro yung second half namin, yung third quarter. Because naghabol po kami ng momentum po nun.
And as the enforcer of the team naman, how were you able to adjust your offense dahil ikaw yung defensive guy against VMC? At lumalapit na yung score nyo during that game at sobrang dikit na talaga.
For me po, defense come first before offense po talaga. And yun po, nagtrabaho naman po kami sa defense and medyo nag-ano lang po talaga ng third quarter. Pero all in all, nanalo naman po kami.
And lastly, is there someone you would like to give a shout out to or a message to?
Binabati ko nga po pala si mami ko na nasa Saudi, yung family ko sa Santa Rosa, Laguna, family ko sa Bahrain, tapos si Kuya Enak na nasa Canada, tapos MCU and Boss Pradel, UBTG, Coach MC, yun lang po.
Thank you, Ismael, and that is all for now. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Jessica Botin, together with our best player of the ball game from MCU, Ismael Rimo, scoring 15 points. And again, MCU coming up on top with a hard-fought win against Villagers Montessori College, 70-68. And for our second game, maglalaban po, familiar foes, University of Batangas Brahmans against Diliman College Blue Dragons. Again, this is Coach Chris King de la Cruz. Magbabalik po kami in a short while.